is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here, man. This is like it's Christmas in what month are we in? March
2nd already.
You get to see me on Sunday. You get to see me on Monday. So you guys are very welcome. You're very welcome. So I'm making time to be with you guys because I enjoy it. I'm a man of the people. That's what I do. So, anyways, you guys are rolling in, man. Like, subscribe, share. Jimmy, it's been a minute. How are you? How you doing, my friend?
No, I'm doing well, man. I know. Well, I was out of town last week, and I'll get to my out of town in a minute. But doing pretty well. Before we go further, I just got to say, I got this. I was away. Came last week. Cuts. I know you're out there. I just saw you. This is an absolute home run.
They love it.
Love it. I didn't want to send him a picture. I figured I'd just show it on the podcast tonight. This thing is great. Cuts, as always, a master artist, and I'm telling you guys, make sure you get
multi-purpose tool. It's a multi-purpose. It's a cutting board. It's a swivel. If you got food and you're at the barbecue and you need to get the plates around, you could do that. If things get out of hand, you could bash someone over the head with it because it's good. It's good plywood, good quality material, and it's not the particle board and things like that. So, definitely, Ricky. I'm glad you got the Gogan. And I do know that Drew, we had our other giveaway. I mailed that out today. So hopefully, Drew, if you happen to catch the show, if you're on tonight or later, that should be in the snail mail getting to you. So definitely appreciate all the support to the Cowboys Cave. We're getting close to 6,000 subscribers, grassroots effort. So definitely appreciate all the love and support that you guys give the channel. We have a lot of fun. That's what it's about.
We do have fun. And it's funny because you talk about grassroots. Remember, like when we first started, we had 10 people watching, or
lucky to get 5 people in there,
right? Hanging out in the cave, we're all excited. But it's again, you guys make it fun. It's a great time. But
and off season is tough. So this is where we earn your loyalty because it's very difficult to come through and find topics and find things to talk about. But you guys, it was phenomenal Sunday. We had a great turnout. And each night, you guys, that we do a live show, because I like doing live shows. I'm not really into the pre-recorded, but we're going to do some. But I much rather interact with people. I'm a man of the people. I like to interact with people live and in the moment. Right, Jimmy? That's what we do.
That's right. He's an upstanding citizen of the community, a family man. And that's why he loves having everybody in the cave. And he makes a lot of time for you. I see you blocking out your schedule. I see your calendar.
You gotta make time for everybody, man. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm heading out to Melbourne on Tuesday morning. I leave at 6:30 in the morning to make some sales call. Got to make a couple of appointments. Heading down to South Florida. We got work to do there on Wednesday. I'll stop and see my brother a little bit, and then heading back up to Orlando to work again. So we got and then back home. And then my wife, terrible planning. My wife's going to Vegas. She's going to Vegas Thursday. Her and my son are going for the weekend. So when I'm getting home Thursday, they're already going to be in Vegas. They're leaving Thursday. So I'm home alone like a dog. I don't like it. I might do a lot of shows that weekend.
You got to do some shows. You got to watch some of the classics. You got to find some movies that are on or go on. Well, now you don't even need to find a DVD. You just go online and you find whatever the hell you want on these streaming things.
Oh, absolutely.
But so that was 2 weeks ago. I was running late. I jumped on about 35 minutes in, but there was issues with, I think, the stream or something like that. Now, last week, I was in the Dominican Republic, my wife and I, and Camel Piper and his wife. And I don't know if anybody's ever had the privilege of going to the Dominican. We've been there a couple of times. That place is an absolute home run. The people are great. It's just a beautiful place to go. If you guys ever have a chance, head up to Dominican.
All right, now let's. I love Dominican. I worked there for a number of years. I mean, are you hanging out at the resorts? Or are you in the city with the people?
You know what? And okay, we're at the resort. However, I'm pissed because we didn't realize this. Our flight left on Dominican Independence Day. So I guess it was a big thing downtown. We wanted to go to that, but the flight times didn't work out.
Yeah. No, I had a phenomenal time. I worked in Dominican for about, 8-10 years, maybe a little bit longer. Great people. I mean, just awesome people. Had to get a driver just because the traffic, it's terrible. There's no roads, no stop signs. There's you just kind of go where you go. So we usually hire a local that drives us around. And I just always remember and this guy was we used to call him Mr. Magoo because he looked like Mr. Magoo. He was probably 90 years old, and it was myself and my sales rep, Millie, who I loved and adored working with her. And so we would go there, and we would be like, I mean, in traffic, and there's just hundreds of people just surrounding everything.
Yeah.
Here I am. I'm the, one sitting in the car. I don't speak any Spanish. And I got Mr. Magoo's my driver. Millie, she was tough as nails, but I mean, she was older, but she was tough as nails.
Yeah.
And it's me. And I'm thinking to myself, my life is in the hands of Mr. Magoo.
I
have no idea where the hell I am. I mean, he can say, hey, dude, get the hell out of here. And what am I going to do? I was like, all right, I guess I got to get out. And, but the people were just phenomenal. But
yes,
there was one time where I always loved to eat local. So I didn't want to go Applebee. I want to go. So he'd always find us a local place. And I'm sitting there, and this little boy comes up, and, looks like he, hadn't eaten and this and that. And he was coming up with his hands out, asking for money. And, I'm getting ready to reach in my pocket. I turned out a kid. I'm reaching down in my pocket. I'm going to give the kid some money. And the guy go, no. And he shooed the kid away. And then he told me, he said, hey, I said, I'm just protecting you, because if you would have given him money, there's about 4 guys that are going to be waiting for you as soon as you get around the corner to get the rest of it. So you got to be careful when you go to third world countries, and you got to think, I hate to say you got to be mean, but you just got to think smart.
Well, it's funny because you almost have to have like city street smarts, right? Like you're walking around Manhattan or something. But I mean, it's funny you talk about the traffic. You see, I don't know how, but Camel Piper and all his white pasty skin is some sort of big shot down the Dominican. So we had a ride, we had to pick up at the airport. The traffic is horrible.
Oh, it's terrible. Terrible.
It's crazy, right? And it's funny because up here people be laying in the horns. There's no horns, nobody's honking horns, but it's just chaos. Right?
No, it's there's 5. They make a lane of 2. They get 5 wide into a lane of 2.
Right.
And that's the way it's going to be. And it is you got to be aggressive. That's why I say you got to you hire a driver, because if you're going in the city, if you're just taking the airport and you're going straight to resort, you're probably fine. But when you're going into Santo Domingo and then you're going into the other parts, I don't know if I'd be doing that.
And I'll tell you one thing. I think I speak decent Italian. It's so similar to Spanish. I can get along a little bit. Obviously, a lot of people at the resort spoke English, but I try to like you said, you like to mingle. You like to kind of get more local, even though it's the resort. You get to know people. It's pretty cool.
Well, and I would tell you this. I know we're getting on a travel show. There is a city, and if you don't know it, I can get it for you. There is a city in Santo Domingo. It's basically Italy. It's all Italians.
Really?
They all moved there, and that's where they retire second homes. And it's, if you were going out of the airport and you headed away from Santo Domingo on that one road, it's right there on the right-hand side. It's not far from the airport, so I can get it to you. But we went there. We used to go there for dinner, and we went there, to kind of walk. It was right on the beach, but it's all Italians. It's pretty cool.
I'm sure if they can't box, they can cook.
They can cook. So what I mean, in the world, let's get some big headlines out of the way. Obviously, in the NFL, the Lions, and there was kind of talk. People say, "Hey, man, I'd love this guy to come to Cowboys." I don't think he's a fit, because you got Javonte Williams. You need more of a lightning. But Montgomery got traded to the Texans for exchange for an O-lineman and some draft picks. The Browns acquired Howard from the Texans. Offensive tackle, and then they signed him to a big extension. So you're seeing things happening. The Commanders are releasing Lattimore, who was, Marshawn Lattimore was an all-pro cornerback, but now a little bit older, and that's what happens where sometimes you get in some of these guys, and you get them long in the tooth, and they don't work out. Khalil Mack wants to come back and play for the Chargers. That's his priority. Guy seems ageless. Seems like the ageless wonder.
Had a great season last year at 35 years old.
No. So you're seeing it's happening. And then you're getting some trade rumors. I saw something with Max Crosby. I'll stay on record. I just don't see the Cowboys doing that, especially if their plan is to sign Pickens. But they expected he would probably be traded within the week. I mean, there's some suitors. They had Dallas, they had Philly, they had a few others. Bain. Baby arms. Yeah, and that, I mean, I think that's hilarious. I mean, that these draft gurus that are experts. You ever watch a player and they freaking dominate at every game, at every level of competition, and they just find ways. Oh, this guy's arms are too short, or oh, this guy's 40 time is a little bit too slow, or that. I think the combine is the biggest crock of shit. I mean, it is just so funny. The only value you get out of the combine is if you're kind of like an unknown player, no one knows you, you get a little visibility, or the interview process. But I mean, really, those stupid combine tests that they do,
it's silly.
Show me the tape on the football field. What's this guy do against real competition? That's what I want.
Well, and that's the thing. And, you know, that doesn't show, like you said, there's no, obviously they're trying to do their best, but it's not really competitive. They're not playing a team sport, and that doesn't show necessarily football IQ. And you're right. It's a completely different animal with the stupid stats they do with that, you know, so I don't lend much credibility.
Well, it was the same. They talked about, David Bailey, Texas Tech. They said he had the worst shuttle run. It was just so difficult to watch. So difficult. This dude's a freaking an animal. I mean, all you got to do is watch the tape and watch this guy go. So, you know, Bailey and Bain, I mean, I would pray that people would be so stupid and one of them would drop to us. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, you know, Bain and Bailey are probably going to both be in the top 5. But what you did see is like a Sonny Styles, who a lot of people had going to the Cowboys at 12. His 40 time was off the charts. You know, he did some things. So now people are all, hey, he's moved into the top 10 kind of thing. But I mean, I don't know. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. But it's what I say is, we talked about it Sunday. Whoever's going up, someone's got to drop down. I mean, they're giving Carnell Tate, Ohio State. They said he ran a 4.58 or 4.53, and then other people had him running a 4.45. And it is all. I think it's all. What do you call that, Jimmy? When people are kind of doing all that kind of weird. What do they call that? It's all.
It's all posturing, is what it is.
Posturing. I mean, they're just trying to, and a lot of seeds get planted by. Hey, let's say the Falcons are looking at Bain or looking at Styles or looking at it. You're going to drop a few things and say, hey, yeah, this guy didn't look so hot, or this guy didn't do so good here and there, and that's all they kind of do. But I would love Downs to drop to us. I'm looking in the chat. Styles is probably he may have. That's where the combine can help. I mean, but he was good anyway. I don't know why all of a sudden it was a big surprise. But I think safety, right, Jimmy? Safety kind of gets devalued a little bit.
Man, I'm telling you, one of our best picks last year was a safety, Xavier Watt. That guy killed it. And
where'd you get him at? What pick?
That was third round.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Downs could drop out of the top 10. He's a safety. A lot of safeties end up dropping out. They go a little bit further. But cornerback ends up becoming a premium. DN tackles, if you start getting a run on that. So it's going to be interesting to see how the draft plays out. We're going to do a mock draft. I was talking about Sunday. I'm going to do one. Jimmy, you're going to have to do one.
I'll absolutely do one. That was fun last year. We did that last year. That was a good time. That was fun.
So we're gonna do that. And Cousins leaving the Falcons?
Well, he's gonna get cut. We're gonna have some dead cap space, man.
I heard you guys are looking at Malik, the quarterback.
Malik Willis, yeah. I mean, really? I got news for you. First of all, Coach Stefanski, he's not, and it could be, you know, just for media optics, he is not saying that Penix is a starting quarterback. Number one. Number two, Penix may not even be available week 1 because of his ACL. So we need somebody, you know, and obviously Kirk, even though he played great the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, he's not staying. They're cutting him, dead cap space, which sucks. But, you know, Malik Willis, I mean, hey, I think he would fit well in our offense.
Well, they talked about it on a sports show today. I've seen Malik going to Miami too. I've seen that one. If you needed to win now, like you're saving your job, needed to win now. You have Tua. You've got Kyler Murray, and you got Geno Smith. Who are you guys? Who is your best option that you feel is your best option? You got a team that is playoff ready. Let's look at the Vikings. The Vikings were a playoff team. They ended up with a bad quarterback in McCarthy, and now, you know, they're going to look for another quarterback, but they got Jefferson. They got the weapons. Yeah. And who would you rank as your top quarterback of those three? Because that's kind of like who you got to pick from now.
Well, I'd say Geno Smith.
See,
Right?
yeah,
Kyler Murray's younger, but Kyler Murray, I mean, maybe in a different system he plays better, but he's not proven. Geno Smith has proven himself. I mean, so and Tua, I mean, I've been a whore for Tua for a long time, but he obviously with the concussions, you don't know what his deal is going to be if he can stay upright for a whole season.
yeah. And I mean the thing with Geno, I think he's had the better years. Like when you mix in Kyler Murray, just I don't know if it's they've questioned his work ethic, they've questioned his study habits. He just does not look like I don't know. He plays street ball, and I
Yeah.
just don't he reads defense as well. So I think he's going to struggle. And I don't think the market's going to be very good for him. Gino had good years. I mean, he
did.
Seattle, he had some good years. I think
I think
and
so.
was it in 1 year with the Jets, he had a good year. I mean, the Raiders were terrible, but the Raiders are terrible.
The Raiders are terrible.
If you have, I mean, who are you taking? I mean, you going to take Kyler Murray over him?
No, hell no.
Cal,
no way. There's no way. There's no way.
I mean, there ain't nothing. That's what I'm saying is like the quarterback between the draft, which I don't know how you guys feel about Mendoza. I'm not a huge Mendoza fan as far as at that. I think he's gritty. I think he's tough. I think he's smart. I just don't know if he's an NFL caliber quarterback. I'm talking franchise type quarterback. I don't know. I'm just not sure. And there is not a lot of free agents out there. It is going to be very, very tough if any team's out here trying to get a quarterback. When you look at the Vikings and you're like, maybe we screwed up with McCarthy. Maybe we need to bring – who are you going to get? There's Miami Dolphins are in that boat.
They need a quarterback too.
Your injuries, I mean, you guys are in that. Who are you really going to get?
Hey, Rick, to your point, Pitts, we're tagging him, so he's not going anywhere, which I'm not surprised. He had a nice turnaround at the end of last season, and his attitude's gotten better with it. So who are we getting? Look at Daniel Jones. I mean, he looked damn good last year until he got hurt.
No, he did.
I'm not saying he was a fit for us, but he's a fit somewhere.
Yeah. No, he did. He did.
So I don't know. What other quarterback? We said Malik Willis.
I like now Ultra. You got to be fair. I like Mendoza as a person. He's from South Florida. I want nothing more for him to succeed. Now, I don't think he did very good. He didn't tear up the Canes. Let's be fair about that, Ultra. He got his ass whooped. I mean, that was old school beating. And I give that kid, that's why I say he's got heart. I mean, he took a beating. There was some late hits that old Canes football busted him up a little bit, busted his nose up, threw him all over the place. He never was hit like that, like he was against Miami. That was a damn good beating they put on him. But that kid's tough. Tough. So
they killed him to death inside of 3 quarters.
I hope he does. I mean, I want him to do well. I do. I love when young quarterbacks can get in there, but I just think the team he's going to is going to be. I think it's going to kill him. I think if he could go to a team if he could go to the Falcons who have weapons, you know what I mean? Yes. I'm just saying a team that didn't have a great year, but they're better than what their record was. I'm trying to think of who's in the top 5, but if he was in a team that might be a little bit better, like had more weapons, even the Cardinals. I mean, I think the Cardinals have some pieces. If they had a quarterback like Mendoza, I think that would be a situation he could go in. Yeah, Carr might even retire. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, you know what though? But with Kyler Murray, I think regardless, he needs to change the scenery, wherever that might be. I don't know, but he needs to change the scenery.
You guys miss Carl? I don't miss Carl. I'll be honest with you. I love the Carl. Free shows have actually been
Carl Free. And somebody I forget, I missed it. It looks like somebody had asked about James Pierce Jr. He's never going to play in the NFL again. He's going to jail.
Oh, that's your Falcons guy.
Yeah, I mean, who was just a spectacular player. Now we were genius. Our old Fontenot, our old GM, was genius for doing that trade. Now we ain't got a first round pick because we blew it on him. And I'm like,
you can't blame the GM. I mean, you can't predict something like that.
No, I know. No. I mean, look, I'm not going to money morning quarterback, but there was questions about his character and all this crap. That's BS, man. Yeah, that's bullshit. Give me a break.
I mean, Ultra, how's their offensive line? I know Bowers. I love Bowers. Genty, I mean, he didn't really do a whole lot, but he's got potential. I mean, I don't know if that's I think that organization's just not a solid organization. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. We'll see.
Well,
that's not the team. That's not the place I'd want to go if I was a rookie at all.
wait, so he hopes that Bobby is also Bobby Lent, but Bobby would lend.
Oh,
I like Bobby.
Bobby's good people.
Yeah, he is. I disagree with that one too.
I've been waiting for Bobby. I have a Jalen Hurts. I got this card, and I was waiting for Bobby to come around because I was gonna get it for him as a gift. I like giving gifts. I'm a man, giving person. Yeah, I don't. What do I want? Jalen Hurts. It's a 5x7 stained glass card that you get, and I'd love to see things go to good homes. He's a great running back. I mean, Jalen Hurts, phenomenal running back. So I just want to make sure he gets that. But yeah. I think if they revamped a lot, like I agree with you, Ultra, but I don't think they're going to do that. That's the problem. It's like Mendoza should sit a year until they're better. Like, unless they get that offensive line, it's any quarterback. I mean, you know that. And it's like everyone throws these guys out there because you got the rookie deal and they're going to get the big money in 5 years. So you want to try and, maximize and get everything out. But you got to know the situation. I think Mendoza has the intellect. I think he's got the size. I think he can get it done. I just worry the situation that he goes in.
And SoCal, you're talking about maximizing and giving everything out. I think that's what SoCal's doing to himself while he's looking at me.
He probably
on
is.
YouTube right
probably
now.
looking at you doing that.
Exactly. So
he's got the toothpaste out. Anything he can find. He's very resourceful.
Toothpaste.
I did that because a buddy of mine, he told me that story. I don't think he listens to the show, but and it was kind of about that, how resourceful men are. Like when you just look around, you just find anything. And I guess he was in the bathroom and all he could find was toothpaste.
Oh, shit.
And he was like in high school or just out of high school, whatever it was. And his girlfriend walked in on him while he had the toothpaste. There had to have been a better I mean, isn't there something better to find than that? I mean, you gotta have other
shit. What if it was the whitening toothpaste, or what kind of
burn like hell.
Burn like hell.
But I hope that Brady's smart enough to know that be smart with Mendoza. Because I think he's had, the only worry I have is when he was up against Miami. And I know Miami's defense was legit, but you're going to see those defenses all day, and he struggled. I mean, they did struggle. Now they had two. We had Bain and Mesidor, two guys are probably getting drafted in the top 20. So I mean, something to be said. And our defensive tackle was a beast. He'll be in the first round next week. So
now Ultra's being funny, but he's got a point. Killing a quarterback confidence. That's the worst thing you can do. You put him in a bad spot, they're screwed.
Yeah. Right? Look at David Carr. I mean, look at Tim Couch. I mean, you can go down the line of some of these quarterbacks. Akili Smith, they were drafted in the first round. Jamarcus Russell, and they just absolutely got annihilated.
And I think honestly, you talk about Kyler Murray's habits or his lack of habits or whatever, and somebody who's goofing on his height. You know what? Maybe it is a change of scenery he needs. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's you just got to see it. But yeah, Card. I talked about. Yeah. I mean, he got sacked like 70 times. It was ridiculous. But yeah, do you guys buy into Lloyd going to Dallas? I saw, and that's the trouble with offseason, man. There's just so much bullshit out there.
Rumors,
with all the rumors, and people could just post stuff and this and that. But I mean, Devin Lloyd, he's gonna demand a pretty serious contract.
Big money.
I mean,
big money.
Do you think the Cowboys would do that? I don't think so at all. I think he's out of their price range of what they want to do. What's up, Big E?
I think so too. Big E, what's up, man? I don't know, man. You're right. He's commanding big bucks, and with the salary cap and all this shit. But again, we've always said that's an illusion. The salary cap is an illusion, right?
It is. But if you're serious about signing Pickens to an extension, like a new deal, you're going to have to. I mean, that's going to be a lot of money, and there's only so much money to go around. You got to sacrifice, and that's where drafting premium positions. That's why cornerback, defensive end, premium position, because you can lock them in for 5 years at a very, affordable contract in retrospect to the top players, as long as they pan out. I mean, the Cowboys for those first 4 years of Micah Parsons, that was a bargain, for the production you got with him. CeeDee Lamb, that was a bargain. Dak Prescott, that was a bargain. But you got to get that, but then you got to maximize the other areas. And that's where the Cowboys, you got to sign and you got to get that offense tight, but you got to hit home runs in the draft to be able to fill a couple of those positions out. So.
Oh, look at that, Cuts. I love it, Cuts. Absolutely. He's absolutely right about that,
I know, and the way we get we verified 2 sources before we do any story. I didn't talk about that chain being the greatest thing that was ever invented until Jimmy validated it. Now Jimmy validated it. Now it's written in stone. The Cowboys Cave, the tailgate party, 4th annual official chain that we all have, and I've got mine too. Make no mistake about it. It's got that's a Cuts original. If you don't have that cut stamp, if you don't got that cut stamp, you got knockoff.
That's right.
That's right. You got this thing will swivel, it'll fall right off. This thing I can spin it. Look how fast I'm spinning. You don't see it going nowhere.
Exactly.
That's original. This is what we're doing for the tailgate party.
It ain't no Timu knockoff. Exactly. That's what we're talking. And I guess what? When's the schedule come out? That comes out
like May. Is it May or June?
Is it that long? Shit.
It's after the draft.
It is after the draft. That's right. Then we got to figure out what the date is, because I'm going to be there this year, and I'm going to speak up this year. I'm going to speak.
Well, hopefully, I'm hoping it's a night game. I'm hoping we're open at home at night. That's where I need this thing to go. That's it. Yeah, I mean, and I don't want to look. SoCal is all for making things better. I'm looking in here, and there's a little bit of a gap.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we put some lights. Maybe we get a little LED strip light around the corner to make that glow even more. Maybe, I don't know.
That's a great idea.
Thinking outside the box. I love that SoCal. Always make sure we try to step it up. But yeah, hopefully, it'll come out in May, and hopefully, Bugsy. I'll tell you what, Bugsy, if it makes you feel better, our man Frankie, he begged me. He said, please don't have the tailgate on this day, because I'm going to be in. He's traveling to Spain. He goes, and if I have to leave early, leave my family in Spain to come to the tailgate party, because I could get in a lot of trouble. I said, well, I don't want you to get divorced over a tailgate party, but you got to get your priorities straight. And of course, going to the tailgate party is the priority. I said, but just wait. I said, I can't promise anything, but we can't wait too long. It's better to do it early. Just God forbid something happens. But it'll be, you guys will, when the schedule comes out, it's probably going to be the first, obviously, home game that's not 12 o'clock.
Right, in the first 4 or 5 weeks. And I got news for you. If Frankie leaves his family in Spain, he's going to be using the toothpaste for a couple weeks after that. So he better not do it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. So
Frankie's awesome.
The point was, it worked out perfect. We had it on the date. The date fell where it didn't affect him. And so I think, Bugsy, odds are you'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
So always have a way.
Looking forward to it. We're getting new uniforms. April 2nd, they're showing them. So we'll see what happens.
Bad News Bears? You got new uniforms?
Got to get the new unis, exactly. You guys are talking about going
we are doing a road trip. We're doing a road trip tailgate in Houston. So if anyone can't make it to the Cowboys Cave one in Dallas, and you live in, maybe closer to Houston or anything like that, we will be doing a road show in Houston, in the Planet Houston, for that game. Unless it's on a holiday. If it is, obviously that goes without saying. There's nothing we can do. But if it's during a good time, we'll definitely be doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they're doing. Is that what they're doing, Jimmy?
What's that? Rainbow? Maybe. I think it might be on the sleeve over here. I think that's what's happening.
Advertisement.
Exactly. We got to show a little pride.
What uniform? You guys aren't changing things, I hope.
No. We're getting new uniforms. April 2nd is going to be the.
What kind of uniform are you changing? Your emblem? You changing your colors?
I don't know. They're keeping it secret, so I don't know. I kind of hope we go back to the early 2000s version. Either that or the 80s version with the red helmets and the black.
Red.
I love that. Yeah.
I like
it. Actually, I'd go that first, and if not, that 2001, 2002 uniform is good too.
Yeah. Well, just you can't go changing your colors.
Yeah.
You're not going to change your colors. I think.
Can't change our colors.
So let's talk about, because we haven't talked about it. Let's just let's just change gears real quick. How cool was it for your hockey buff? USA gold medal.
Oh,
I mean, I saw our man Big C out there, and he's holding up all the stuff, and he's got the Olympic champions hanging on him, and he's having a party down at Miami with the girls in the penthouse and the champagne and all that stuff. How was that? How was I mean, for you being a big hockey fan, how important was that for hockey? Of course, it was important for America, but really, what did that mean for American hockey?
so here's the best part. So we're at this resort. We were at the resort, and there's a lot of Canadians there too. So it's not. It started there because it was an hour ahead of East Coast. Started at 9 a.m. So it was a whole gang of people at like the bar area, and it was a good time, man. We had a lot of fun, and everybody was cordial. Like nobody. I mean, you know,
the Canadians, they weren't giving you. They
were cool
losers.
No, they weren't sore losers. So of course we went nuts at the end of the game, and they with grace, gave the kudos and left, and then but that was huge, right? I mean, it's been since 1980, obviously.
I did not know that was the last time that they won. It's 1980 because I'm thinking about they're using the professionals. We did not win any of those other years when we had the professionals playing with Gretzky, or Gretzky played for Canada, didn't he?
I don't think he ever played the Olympics because they didn't start unless it was much later on in his career. I'm trying to remember, but no, we had a silver. We lost to Canada like in a friggin' overtime game in 2010. Then they went 2 cycles without the pro, or 3 cycles without the pros. Right. But no, it was huge, and it's kind of cool. Like it's kind of cool seeing all these guys who usually hate each other on the same team and just having a good time, the camaraderie. But that was huge. That really was, and I don't know. Did you
never played in the Olympics for Canada? So he just never played at all.
No. Well, they had different the
great one,
the second line, the great one. No, but and that's the thing. He in '96 it was the Canada Cup, SoCal. That wasn't the Olympics, I don't think. But anyways, so yeah, we won gold in 60, 80, and 26, right? So, but no,
I cannot believe it was that long since they won. That just blows my mind because I just would have thought, American. But you think about it, but most of the hockey players aren't American. See, I don't follow hockey enough.
Not anymore.
Probably aren't American.
Not anymore. There's obviously a lot of Canadians, but a lot of Europeans and a lot of Americans, right?
Yeah.
So, and look at, I mean, the cool part was watching them guys party, have a great time, and then going to the Club 11 down in Miami, and you know what? And I don't know. I thought there was a lot more people. My phone was blown up with a lot of people who never watch hockey, never talk hockey. Oh, you're watching the game. This is great. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so, I know. I mean, I watched it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it was a hell of a game. It was a good time. Yeah. And the women won too. So we took care of our business and took all the gold, brought the hardware home from Milan.
No, and absolutely. So you saw that, and that was great. And then you get into the what was the March Madness is coming up.
Yep.
And Kelly told me that it looks like Miami and Tech could end up playing each other in this tournament. We said which would make some fun for the Cave. And I think they've got a couple opening. I think Tampa is hosting the first 2 rounds. So that might end up being back there. So you're getting into March Madness. Obviously, we got hockey. I mean, basketball, NBA is kind of going, but baseball spring training is here. I'm seeing, as I'm driving around in Florida, I'm seeing all the, the stadiums full and everyone kind of doing their thing. So what is the outlook for your Yankees? I mean, do we got no hope for these guys? Are they going to compete for a championship?
Well, I just want to real quickly, SoCal, you know what? I agree. Attending a hockey game is the best. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Now, you beat me to it, SoCal. Before we get to like Major League, so you got the World Baseball Classic coming up. I think, USA, but I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I can care less about the World Baseball Classic. I think it's whatever. I mean, if we win, yeah, it's great, USA, but I'm not watching that shit.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't get into that as much, but I do think the Olympic stuff does something more for me. Like even the World Cup, maybe because we stink. I know that's coming up. At least on the men's side, I don't really get into the World Cup as much, but the Olympics, I can watch Olympics anything. I've watched curling. I watch the snowboarding. I watch anything Olympics.
Yeah.
I'll
me
watch
too.
almost any event just because it's that pride in the countries and they're all competing against each other. It's pretty cool.
What about the one Canadian dude who's he got accused of cheating? He's cursing. You go F yourself. You're accusing me of cheating. Blah, blah. Then they get it with the perfect angle, right?
I didn't see that. I missed that.
Oh,
I got to look it up.
I'm going to send you the link. So this guy lost his mind because I guess Finland or Sweden or one of them accused him of cheating. Now he went nuts and told him to F off and who you saying is cheating. Well, there was a video. It was clear the evidence was there. The guy was cheating. So I'm going to send that to you when we're off when we're done. It's great.
I got to see that. They used to do didn't they do baseball Olympics? So they don't do that anymore?
I thought that they did. Yeah, you see, Canada cheated. There we go. So, meanwhile, the guy's carrying on, screaming and yelling. It was
I have to look at that. Yeah. So, but anyway, what other things are going on in sports, Jimmy? I talked to you about baseball. I got basketball. What else do we got going on?
No, I mean, that's the thing. It's the off season for football. Obviously, we're football generated. I mean, basketball. It's funny. I was talking to a good friend of ours, our friend from Lauderdale Lakes. I was talking to him yesterday, and I had to admit it. I said, look, the Knicks have a hell of a team, but as much as it pains me to say this, I don't see us coming out of the East, unfortunately for me.
I like watching Knicks basketball.
Yeah, not with that guy, though. Might get a little violent.
Oh, is that because Detroit Pistons are are number one? Is that
no? It isn't necessarily because they're a hell of a team. It's just I don't see. We had a bad. There was one point we lost like 8 out of 10, and it's all contingent on Jalen Brunson, and that's the thing. I mean, obviously he's one of the best players in the league, but even with a healthy Jalen Brunson, now granted we went into San Antonio yesterday and took care of our business. I just don't see us having the defense to make it out of the Eastern Conference, and it sucks. I hope I'm wrong though. And the Cavs. And the Cavs also, yeah.
Well, you got the Cavs. I guess the Celtics are up there. I'm just kind of looking. I don't follow basketball at all, so I can't help you.
So everybody's talking about the cheating.
I got to look it up and see what was the sport they were cheating in.
Curling.
So someone said they got gold.
No,
so
but
there's away.
But I think there's various gold. Like there's mixed and there's like I don't know.
Oh, that was where they said he held his finger. He was on
his finger was holding it. Yeah.
Yes.
This guy's going off, screaming and yelling. Get the. Oh, wait a minute. Is it Bobby?
Oh, there's Bobby. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
That's right.
Bobby, I was gonna say, I don't know if you have. I don't even know how old you are. If you have kids or anything. I got a Jalen Hurts 5x7. It's like a stained glass kind of card. I don't want it. I would throw it away. If you have a kid or anything like that, if you're a collector of anything, let me know. Find me on social media and get me your address, and I'll send it to you. But I was talking about you earlier.
Yeah, so, exactly. You missed it. Maybe his ears were ringing.
It might have been.
So yeah,
San Antonio Spurs. They're in second. They're in second place. How are they looking, Jimmy?
They're looking really good. Like I said, we took care of our business against them, and I know Mark was running his mouth about that, and but you know what, we got the last laugh. The Spurs, they're tough, man. You could see a San Antonio Detroit final, and I'd be down with that. That's one I'd be down with, if it ain't the Knicks.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm looking at that. Like, I thought Denver Nuggets. What happened to them? Why aren't they like the cream of the crop? Didn't they have Njoku and all that?
No, they just joke. They're just not. They're not doing what they got to do. Yeah, I mean, and then you took it. We were talking about LaFlop. Did you see his most recent?
LeBron. What did he do?
So last week there was another one. You see all these videos of him barely getting touched. And he's a great actor. I mean, I'll give him that. There was another situation last week where wasn't even touched, and he carried on, dropped on the floor. That act's getting old, and I don't know. I don't know what.
I want to see if he can do what Jordan did. Jordan's in his NASCAR team, or didn't they win like 2 in a row or 3 in a row or something like that?
Oh, they I didn't know.
He won Daytona, and I think he won the next one. I think they're going for a three-peat. I think, or maybe they already have it. But
yeah. So what's up, guys? Which coach said they will fire for losing before they fire you for cheating? 100%.
Who is that?
That's a good question.
Give us that answer to that trivia, because every sports is about. There's always you're trying to get a competitive edge. you're going to push the line no matter what. 3 in a row. Thank you. You're going to push the line as far as you could push it without going over it. So that's what I would be doing. So
that's what I call a competitive edge.
It is. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you did the thumb in the throat. I remember that. When I used to wrestle in high school, you give him the thumb in the throat. You rake the eyes a little bit. My dad used to tell me you get the tape, you wrap the tape, and you kind of you make it rough. You kind of char it up a little bit. And that way, when you get over there, you rake them in the eyes like you do when you're doing the cross face. And next thing you know, they can't see. So that's what you got to always try and find an edge.
In wrestling, you need to bash him in the side of the head with a chair. That's what you should have done. It would have taken. It would have been one like that.
I remember my wrestling coach. It was funny. We were in a group text and they sent it to me. It said the famous line was, "If you do this move right, you're probably going to break his
leg. His arm is his leg. It's perfectly legal." Did you see what Cut said?
What did he say?
He said his acting, LaFlop's acting is worse than Mark thinking.
Oh, God. You do not want Mark parking, especially parallel parking. Even regular. Did you ever see him back into the tailgate when he's setting up? It's like 15 times.
Dude,
it's like
I drove with Mark.
He's got the 360-degree cameras.
I drove with Mark, and that was interesting. So, Rick, you're in a NASCAR fantasy league. Now, how does that work? Like, I'm being honest.
You pick a car. That's what you do.
And that's it? I mean,
well, you have different cars.
Is there laps led? Is it wins?
It's probably where they finish. Then you get points. Was that what it is, Mark?
No, that's what I'm saying, because I know some of the guys, like some of the stats are how many laps did they lead and this and that. So I don't know.
Maybe that's what it. Maybe it's a little bit more complex than that.
Yeah, exactly. So what is this? Somewhere along the line, cheating was replaced by gamesmanship. It's at another level now.
It is gamesmanship.
It is.
You can use that. That's a fair word.
It's a synonym, right? Yes,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So I'm looking through the wire. I was just looking for any other topics outside, because we covered pretty much the football side of it. I'm obviously looking at March Madness, and that'll be coming up. That'll be exciting. But what else is in the news that's the latest, Jimmy? Or what's going on with Jimmy that we could talk about?
There's not. I did want to bring up. There was a couple NFL names. I know that they're older. You look at guys. Mike Evans. He's free agent. You know what? He's 30, whatever he is. He can make an impact somewhere, right? There's guys out there. Rashid, the running back who Bucky Irvin took over for. Rashid White, I think, from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So there's guys out there.
If you're looking like I'm going through, it's what I talked about. The Cowboys, and really any team that's trying to make something happen, you need to be aggressive. Like we talked about with the Cowboys, and all right, are they can't sit and wait. What I mean by that is, if you want to go get Lloyd, which I don't think they're going to do, but let's say they want to go get Nakobe Dean. All right. You always look at the coordinators. You figure, all right, well, he went to Philly. I mean, look at the teams he was at. Maybe he's going to sprinkle a couple guys in there. So you look at Nakobe Dean, not going to break the bank. He's not breaking the bank by any stretch, but do you drag it out? Do you drag it out and see if another team picks him up? Because every day that free agency goes, the price goes down. So once the draft happens, you got kind of like the scrap heap of free agency. It's usually the first couple of days of free agency, you get that surge where there's some teams overspend. You don't want to be that. But the Cowboys, if you want a guy like Nakobe Dean, or even if you want Lloyd, or if you want Jalen Phillips, or you want to go get a running back to pair along with Javonte Williams, don't jack around and sit and wait. Go make it happen. Go get it done. Be proactive. That's what they want to do. Mike Evans 100% wants to stay in Tampa. I mean, I live in Tampa. He's loved here. He's a lifer here. All his charities are here. He does so much in the community here. He doesn't want to go to another team. Now, does Tampa want him? I mean,
that's a question.
You got a new staff coming in. You got new this, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to let guys go, right? You see that with Smith, and you see that with some of these guys. It makes it hard.
You see it all the time. Okay, so getting back to what we were talking about, Rick, you pick 6 drivers and the most combined points. All right. Yeah. Like, there's like a point system in NASCAR.
Yeah,
that makes sense, right?
Well, that makes sense.
And Bobby's saying when he was his high school finish was a headlock chokehold, and he choked him up far out.
Well, I'll get him. We get him in the figure 4 leg lock, Jimmy. What kind
That's right. Exactly. He ain't getting out of that. He ain't gonna reverse that one. Mark, what's up, man? We were just talking about you.
Ringing. His ears must have been ringing. Poor Cuts was, I'm glad Mark came in here to defend himself. He came in here to defend himself. Oh, look at Cuts doing a 180.
Oh, all of a sudden, his mind is betrayed. That's
Mine
right. So,
but
Garland,
looking at free agency, and it's really what you guys, your team's value, and I think with the Cowboys, they just sit on their hands for the last 5-10 plus years, and you end up you miss out on some of these other guys, and they need to address defense. You got to address it so the draft, I don't want to call it a luxury, but you're not reaching. You're not reaching for positions. If you can get the meat of your draft, the meat of your team, and through free agency, fill some of these holes that they have on defense, then you've got some opportunity. Because I threw it out there on Sunday. What if Tate falls to Dallas, or what if a lineman falls to Dallas? I mean, could you pass it up? I mean, if you get a top tackle that fell to you because there was a run on cornerbacks or something like that, I mean, yeah, you may want to trade down and gather some picks, but if not, I mean, you don't want to pass up on a guy like that if you have him that high rated. You know what I mean?
So look at Mark, his YouTube notification. Come on, Mark. That's not good.
I don't embrace excuses. We embrace
John Taffer. So wait a minute. So speaking of the Cow, so you have 2 first rounders, don't you?
We do.
Okay. We do. So you're in a great spot, man.
Yeah.
We what do we got? We don't have a first rounder. We have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 because we traded for Pierce last year.
Yeah, but we don't have a 2 and a 3. So hurts. That hurts. So that's where I could see them trading down a little bit. Like if the guy that they want is taken, like if you get, and then all right, we'll trade down a couple and see if you can gather a second, third, something like that. Then.
But like you said, that 3rd round, that's where you start getting those safeties and those cornerbacks, those guys that maybe aren't like, the big spotlight guys, but the guys who are going to make an impact.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they could. Absolutely. And like you said, the safeties tend to drop. I mean, will Caleb Downs drop? I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, you get a few guys up there, they're gonna, linebackers drop. Linebackers, Styles is kind of a, he's not your traditional linebacker. He's kind of like a Parsons. He's rushing the passer and things like that. You can use him in multiple, ways. Yeah. But your traditional linebackers, they tend to drop a little bit in the first round because they don't have a lot of value on it. So, yeah, we don't want to draft Mozzie. I like Guyton. I'm not giving up on Guyton. I didn't think he was bad last year. He just got hurt. But Mozzie would be. It would be. For you guys drafted Mike Mamula instead of Warren Sapp because you fell in love with him at the combine. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
I don't know how old Bobby is, but that's like what you don't want to happen. You don't want to fall in love with a guy's 40 times, how high he jumps and this and that, and you end up getting Mike Mamula when you could have had Warren Sapp.
Damn.
I mean, that's just stupid. But Philly does stupid things.
Yes, they do.
Do we want to go down the list of the first round busts that the Philadelphia Eagles have had in recent past years? It's a laundry list. So
yeah, talking about laundry list, man. So we lost Pierce. I was talking about that. We're losing quite a few guys on defense, and it just I don't know. Caden Ellis, hell of a linebacker, and it sucks. I think we're going to lose him to Carolina, and you hate losing guys to division rivals, man. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and they booed McNabb.
They boo everybody.
They wanted Ricky Williams. That's why fans sit in the stands and people the football guys sit and they do the football thing. Because, I mean, McNabb, that worked out pretty good for them. If they would have taken Ricky Williams, that probably wouldn't have been a very, very good run for the Eagles there. So, you just never know. You never
Ricky
know.
Williams. There's a guy who.
And he was a good running back. It's just. I mean, the Saints gave up their whole draft. Remember that?
Right.
I mean, just so desperate. They gave up their whole draft for him. It's like, oh, man.
What a dummy.
Yeah.
Actually, I was at the Ricky Williams game in Buffalo when he was with the Dolphins, and where he ran for like 200 yards and
he had some good years.
Yeah.
He had some good years.
And it was crazy because, obviously we know a lot of people down in South Florida. So we're there, and the snow starts unloading in the third quarter. So now this is like primitive cell phones, right? My phone's ringing. There's no texting yet, and the phone's ringing. Damn, we can't see anything on TV. It's snowing so hard, right? And but Ricky Williams went off that game. It was pretty cool.
His best years to me were with the Dolphins. I know he had a little bit with the Raven, but I mean the Dolphins is what I think that was his best, like kind of run he had was with the Dolphins.
No, I agree with you. The Saints was just a complete. Then, like again, remember it was a Sports Illustrated with him and it was him and who was on the front with him, the SI with the Saints. Was it?
It was his quarterback. What's his name?
Or was it? No, I don't.
It was Aaron Brooks. Was it Aaron Brooks?
So I remember that was all the hype and all that, and it's too bad. With him, it was a lot of off the field antics and shit, But
well, he just loved his marijuana. I mean, he was
right.
He still will sign smoke weed every day when he signs autographs. He'll put on that's one of the most commonly asked things that they ask him to sign up to smoke weed every day. And but he didn't care. I mean, he's a good dude. I mean,
he's a great dude.
He walked away and he probably had some years left. He could have kept playing. So
he had 3 or 4 years left.
Yeah.
I think
he just never gave me the impression he just loved. Like when you saw Emmitt Smith playing, I mean, and even in Michael Irvin, I mean, you see some of these guys, Deion Sanders, they love
passion,
football. I mean,
passion.
They love football. And you just didn't. I never got that from him. Yeah,
Mike. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah, Mike Ditka. Yes. I think my brother got that signed by Ditka years ago.
Really? But no, you're right. He didn't have, you can see players who just love what they did, a passion, and not just a passion to win, but a passion for the game, whatever that sport may be.
Yeah.
And he just never kind of, whatever.
No, it didn't. And he wasn't really driven by money. He just walked away. I mean, he walked away from big contracts.
Yeah. So, but God bless him. Hey, at least he wasn't there to collect a paycheck.
No, he did it. He did it the right way. So, so looking at free agency, I mean, there's definitely some guys that I think could help the Cowboys or help your team if you're with another team. It's not so top heavy. The draft to me is a lot of mid. You have your top guys, but it is a lot of mid. I mean, mid makes your team. And I think free agency you don't have those premium. It just doesn't seem like you have those premium guys. So we'll see. The goofy, is that the one with the field goal where you get 4 points? Is that the one, DJ, you're talking about? If you kick over 60,
you get
4 points. I don't know.
I don't know if that is that. You know what? If that's I don't know. That's actually not bad. If that's what it really is.
This is what I was saying. And I saw Azaraku is going to. I don't know if he requires surgery. Does he require surgery? I heard 2 different things, but that's a bummer for him. Nakobe Dean, I think the signs tell me it'll probably be there just because of the familiarity with the defensive coordinator. I don't know.
See what SoCal's doing? He says, "Have a great evening. He's got a fixed dinner."
Go make that dinner, man. Peace out. Yeah, I like we were talking about on Sunday's show. My problem. Oh, he had surgery in January. Okay, he had surgery in January, so he already had the surgery. It'll be fine. But my problem with the kicking. This is my problem. It's like the field goal kickers now. Everyone's kicking over 50, 60 yards. And the way the NFL has set up this little goofy kick thing that we do, you can end up with the ball at the 40-yard line just because if the kicker kicked it out of bounds or he did whatever he did because he's trying to precision kick it. It's basically 1 first down and you got a field goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. Like there's no got to drive down the field, no offense, offense got to do something. So I would be okay if they did that. If the kickoff was back to the way it was, then I could kind of deal with the NFL wanted to do that. But the way the NFL has the kickoffs now, I wouldn't be a fan of doing 4 points for a 50 plus or 60 plus yard kick.
And you're talking about that kickoff rule. I'm still not over that shit. We're 2 seasons in and it's like flag football. It's so corny looking, and it eliminates, I don't know, that a lot of the potential run backs. You know, I don't know. I'm not digging it.
Yeah.
So,
Mike Rizzo.
Where's Rizzo?
I love the last name Rizzo. The thing is, I saw the Devin Lloyd, hype starting, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to pay. I mean, if you're trying to pay George Pickens and you're not gonna, you still got to get Kenny Clark. You got to get that deal extended, and you've just paid Osa, and you've got Quinnen Williams. I don't think they're going to pay high dollar for a linebacker. I think Nakobe Dean fits kind of the price range of what they're looking at for a linebacker. I just don't see them break. I just don't see it happening. I'll be surprised. Now, I hope it does. I mean, hey, I don't care what they spend. Like, I'd love to see them break the bank on everything, but I just don't know if they're going to do that and be able to sign Pickens and do everything that they want.
And you got to spend wisely. And and Michael, yes, I agree. You got to call the onside. That's stupid.
That's ridiculous. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit.
Dumb.
Like, I know you're 100% right.
Right.
I mean, so it's taking away football. The what is it?
The art of surprise.
Yes.
Right.
I was looking for another word, but I can't.
Trying to get all high IQ here. But you know what, though? You're right. Because there was some coaches leading into that were saying, fuck it. Well, I'll do this in the middle of the second quarter for no reason, because the hands team ain't out there or whatever. So it's silly.
Steelers did it to us in the Super Bowl and almost stole one. The Saints did it in the Super Bowl.
That's what it was.
Was it the Saints? Right? Saints did it.
It was the Saints. That's right.
Yeah.
With Fried in at tackle. What do you think Dallas does at right tackle?
I think I'll be honest with you. I think they're going to end up with Steele. I think they're going to end up with. I don't think they're going to have any change. I think Steele's going to be back. So we'll see what happens.
Mark McDonald. Thanks so much, Mark. That's
I think the unknown. Yeah, Mark. Unnecessary.
That's unnecessary.
Goes to the Cowboys Cave tailgate party.
Yeah, exactly. Unless I'm parallel parking your car at the Cowboys tailgate and I scratch it, then I'm going to owe you about $480 for that deductible.
Thank you for the super chat, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Seriously, that's awesome.
Oh,
look at this.
Yeah, we got challenged, Jimmy. I missed it. Sorry.
Okay. So there's that. So Mark,
we got
he wants Cuts to match it.
But I don't want Cuts to do that because
Cuts do it.
Joined. He's part of the Cowboys Cave family. I don't think Mark is. So I don't want Cuts. Cuts joined the Cave family. So you guys could join that. There's a little join button on the bottom. It's very monetary. It goes right down to goes to all the stuff that we spend to do the show and all the software and all that kind of stuff. But I do give back. I've given two $25 gift cards to NFL Shop. I just gave away a dual signed autograph picture that Drew got. So we definitely give that. Mark is not in that. So I don't think Cuts should have to match that. Because Cuts is as loyal as can be. He is in the Cowboys Cave family. He joined as a I don't know if I don't want to say it's a subscriber because that's free, but he joined the family.
And it's all about value.
And he has a green. That's why he has this green little thing. I know it is. I know Mark can say, "Hey, I did that," but Cuts has a green little. His name's in green. That means he's in the club. Mark is not. I think a restructure could be in play. That's where I'm saying. So if Steele doesn't want to restructure, I think they'd cut him. But I think Steele would be open to restructuring his deal and lowering his salary and cap hit. That's where I think I didn't get a chance to finish. I apologize. I got distracted. But that's where I think, because when you start to do that, you've got a known with Steele. And Steele's been a very good run blocker for the Cowboys. Pass protection's been kind of an Achilles heel for him a little bit. And you just can't have all pros at every position. But that's where I was saying, if the Cowboys address free agency, maybe if a tackle falls to them at 12, maybe they think about it.
Well, and rule. I mean, there's so many rules. Look at the biggest thing to me. I know Mike Burke, the ticky-tack block, the block in the back calls. What bothers me more than anything in the damn NFL, and I think it should be reviewable, is these pass interference calls that are phantom, that are very subjective. It's bullshit, man. I mean, you see it every week. It happens.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. And I wish I could restructure the penalties, but shit. What are we going to do? We can't have everything, you know. And I'm looking at what's available, and I just don't see the Cowboys unless they really move things around. And let's say they throw Guyton at right tackle and they move, Smith over to left tackle, and then they bring up like a Bass or Hoffman or someone like that, and then you have BB and you have the other Smith. If you did something like, if they restructured, played their best five, I get it. I don't think they're going to do that, and I just don't see a lot of premium tackles that would fit in the Cowboys budget that's better than what they have today. And that's why I think when all's said and done, you're going to see the same starting five.
Hey, you know what, Mark? And I appreciate the props to the show, to the Cowboys Cave podcast. But WWE's, it's real. Of course it's real. What are you talking about? I don't understand the statement. What does he mean by that? I don't get that. Jeez.
Trouble. So,
my God.
But yeah. So I mean, and I would love the Miami kid. Absolutely. I don't think he's going to be there. If he fell at 12 and we did everything right in free agency, I would be all for. I know people yell at me. I'd be all for them drafting a premium offensive lineman.
You have two first rounders. You have two first rounders. Why wouldn't you? And don't do the stupid thing where you freaking trade them both up for a higher pick. You know, you don't want to do that.
No. So, all right. Below Deck is calling, Jimmy. Below Deck is calling. And,
like stories.
And I've got to get up early. I've got to hit the road at 6:30 a.m. heading over to the East Coast. So I've got to, definitely got to get rolling. I've got to pack my overnight bags. Best player available. If that's why you got to address free agency, so you have that opportunity. Best player available. I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so hey, we're going to be live back again Thursday. It's closer to free agency, so I think we'll have a lot more breaking stuff for you as well. And we'll be getting close to March Madness. You can see if Kelly, maybe the Canes and Tech will play. So Kelly and I will be live. Make sure you guys check us out. Always, Jimmy, great to have you back in the cave. It's been a little while. You've been on MIA and a vacation and stuff. Survivors Wednesday too. That's why we moved my show to Thursday, so I don't miss that. I know what I'm doing. I got all my shows and stories all lined up. So
you got to have smarts.
Yeah, and then next time I'm going to talk to you about me getting sucked into Love is Blind. I've now been sucked into that reality show, and I've got a lot to talk about that on next Monday's show.
You're right.
All righty.
I can't wait to talk about that next Monday. Actually, I got to make sure I got to mark the tape.
We're gonna mark the tape. We're gonna talk about that. So I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Love y'all, man. Yeah. You guys take care. I will see you guys on Thursday Night Live. You guys take care. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.